Haley, and I am back with another video to continue working on our mini junk journal project. Now, I tried to avoid it at all costs, but I had to scrap the last video that was a craft with me, not only because it cut off and it was too rambly and we didn't get that much done anyway, but I will show you the few things we did get done so you won't miss out on them, and I'll show you how I did them. So, let's see, sewed ribbon or window. Okay, last time we had chosen this ribbon and I needed to coffee dye it and attach it to make our little pull tab for our window embellishment, and I did that while we were gone. This was just that trim that we had picked out. I coffee dyed it and sewed across the top of this. We did all of the rest of this together. The only things I did with this is go around and ink the edges a little bit, even on the ticket. And then you guys let me know if I should go around and ink the edges of these two things as well. So, did that. Then, ephemera ticket should be embellishing. Oh, so in this video, and what I wanted the last video to be about was embellishing, to get to embellishing the pages. So the first thing I did was this, made this little tuck spot on the side. This is just a little scrap of fabric. I have taken apart 2 articles of clothing that were either damaged or weren't really worth putting up in my Depop shop, but had cool fabric. So it was a baby doll dress, not vintage or anything. It was just with this fabric, and I took everything apart at the seams. I just left, this is the darting around the chest, and then this was a vintage button-up shirt, and it had like black spattered paint, and it had another like brown type of staining and a big hole. And anyway, so I took those 2 apart. This, I didn't coffee dye it. I used it as is. This is a scrap of our sketchbook paper, and these were the offcuts from the ends of the paper from our little booklet. I coffee dyed the little heavy computer weight paper, and those are the ends of it. And that is what that is, and I just sewed straight down the page. The other thing I did, or we did, you just missed it because I deleted it, is this. So I wanted to make a tuck spot, and I had a piece of book page just like this. And I was going to fold it. So first I folded it to try and make like a square, and I glued it down, and then I was going to fold it like this to make like the tuck spot. And then I was like, oh, you know, what if we, I was like, oh, I'll just make it on both sides. So these are just 2 separate pieces. It was a square like this. I did a tiny bit of glue on it, and then I cut it along the bias and sewed very carefully right along the edge. So, and it kind of does make a little double pocket. So I wanted to put a little ticket kind of, or a little tag in the front, and then something narrow. I kind of actually like this in here because the pocket is so narrow and small. And then in our front tuck spot, we can find another little bit to add. I did do a little bit of paper dyeing in between. This, I made my own kind of alcohol ink, and I made it with a combination of these 3 alcohol inks, some water, and some, so I put water, alcohol, I think it was like about 2/3 water, and then half of a third, so sorry, I can't think, like 1/6 of alcohol about, and then I put a few drops on and made a mix to where it was almost like a brown color. And this was just an old body spray bottle that I cleaned out, and I cleaned out with water and soap and then regular alcohol, just straight alcohol before I put anything else in it. So we have this. I had some half sheet scraps from my Depop shop when I was printing the shipping labels. I used to print them on 2 separate sheets of paper instead of printing one side, turning it upside down, doing the other. Dumb. That's what I do now. And today has been a day because of my Depop shop. I've had like 86 or 87 sales in my shop. Like the year I was doing it, it went pretty well. I made a decent amount of money doing it, and I still have it open. Today, for the first time ever, I could not find the top that the person bought. I have everything sorted into those large Sterilite tubs. I have 6 of them because at one point I had like 400 items in my shop. Everything is folded, and I have a tub for bottoms like jeans, overalls, pants, skirts. I have a tub that has half like athleisure or athletics, and then a stack of things I'm selling for my sister. And the rest are tops and jackets. Well, this girl bought this very small, it was a little kid's t-shirt to wear as a crop top. And I don't know if I took every single piece out of each bucket. I spent 3 hours doing it and unfolded it to see if it was like stuck in between. Couldn't find it, and yeah. So that was an ordeal, and that's what I was just doing beforehand. So I refunded her the full amount, and I just paid for the fees. It was only a couple dollars, and apologized profusely, but that has never happened. So I was very upset by that. Anyway, that's what I was doing beforehand. I kind of like, see how it's this red-brown? If we could make a little tri-fold thing out of this, we'd have to make it a little bit more narrow. Which one is the most? Or if we folded this into thirds, I bet this would be narrow enough. Let's try that. There we go. I actually made it a little bit wider than necessary. I kind of like that. Huh? Yeah. Let's see. Let us pull it in just a tad bit more, and I think it'll be perfect. All right, now I like to round the corners on these little trifolds. I don't know why, I just like to do it. A medium size corner rounder is like what the Project Life cards are rounded with, and I have an envelope punch board that has that punch, so I never bought it. But, excuse me, before I had that, my mom had given me a small and a large corner rounder punch. The large is our little ledger thing. Where is that? Oh. Whoops. This is what the large corner rounder punch looks like, and this is the small. So this one I think would look better with the small. Let's try the small, and if we don't like it, we can add the large. I'm gonna do all of the corners of the paper and the folds. I think it just makes it look more ornate or more purposeful. I don't know. Did we make it smaller or bigger? We made it smaller, yeah. See, I just think it looks more purposeful, I guess you should say. You could say. I think I like it like that. Let me double check there's nothing else I needed to show you. Tuck with 3-piece sketch, fab and scrap. Yep. Took apart clothes. Da 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 da. All right. That's everything I needed to share with you for now. So we are all caught up. We've got this tuck spot, this little tuck spot, and instead of this, I know what I did. We had this scrap of paper, which is the same paper from the cover, and I had coffee dyed some, oh, here they are. Some strips of paper to fold in half, this graph paper to go inside of it to make like a really tall, thin booklet. I don't know, I thought it would look kind of cool. What do you guys think? I think that looks kind of cool. These tall, thin booklets are also really cool to do over belly bands. In one of the first 2 big journals that I did, I think it was the really big one that I gave to Jeanette Lugo, I did that. I had a belly band and a longer notebook tucked in. But that way, like tucked in the back one, I mean, we could leave both, but getting too thick. So what do you think? It's 5 pages including the cover. We could just do the cover and 3 inside pages, because one is way more inked than the others, I feel like. This one, we'll save this one for something else. Yeah, let's do that. And I love the look of coffee and tea dyeing, and coffee dyeing obviously makes a more dramatic change. The only thing is, if people don't like coffee, it smells like coffee. So that's one thing you have to consider. I will go ahead and save that because we may want to do another corner tuck somewhere else. You can also do it at the top, like we did on here. Tuck something in at the top. All right. I kind of want to do something to these. They're just a little... I think we should ink them up. Let's ink them up first and see what we want to do. Going crazy. All right. With these, I'm going to always start with the lightest, and then I will darken it, you know, as we go. That way it's not as extreme, and you can always add more, you can't take away. How was you guys' weekend? It is Sunday night. So my fiance ended up taking like Wednesday through Friday off, kind of unexpectedly. But like, you know, how I had been doing some spring cleaning, not just around the house, but also in my craft room. I had done a lot of like kind of organizing big things in the house, like our linen and medicine cabinet. You know, there's stuff like, there was a bunch of old like aloe vera and just old sunscreen and old vitamins and just junk in there that needed to be gotten rid of, and just all kinds of stuff. So I went through that and had organized it. But anyway, he stayed home and kind of, I guess, worked on some bigger things, fiddling with the door, and yeah. And we needed a new vacuum, so we went and got that, and that's when I got my new fabrics. getting a little wrinkled, so it's not so perfect and new looking, and I like that. All right. Do you guys do spring cleaning? I'm not usually, like, when I hear people like, oh, spring cleaning. I had just started doing cleaning and stuff because I felt like doing it. And I think it became a thing just because after it's cold and in the winter, which I prefer, so. But people just want to get out and get things, you know, cleaned up and ready for the year. I don't know. And it's just like a natural thing. So it became its own saying and normal thing that people did. I don't know. Do you guys agree? What do you think? I've never been much of a spring cleaner specifically, but I just happened to this year. I like that thread, actually. It's not bad. Have you guys been watching any TV shows? Or not TV, I don't have TV. Any shows, I guess. Netflix has their own shows. So does Amazon. We have an Amazon Prime membership. And we have Netflix. We don't have Hulu. Which, the only thing that I would really be interested on there was Handmaid's Tale. I watched a couple of episodes, like, just free online or something. I can't even remember. Anyway. And it does seem pretty cool, but it's one of those shows you, like, really have to get into and watch. And since I don't have the subscription, I just didn't end up, you know, really getting into it. Maybe I was watching it at somebody else's house, or I don't know. It was a long time ago when it first came out. I think it does need a little bit of the vintage photo or tea dye. Tea dye, let's see. Oi! It's looking better already. Okay, this is going well. Jeez. And your secret word is yellow striped paper. I'm sorry, yellow ledger paper. Sorry. The striped thing is from the last one. And you guys might be like, I don't remember that. Well, that's because nobody got it. One person did it 2 hours late, and I counted it. And that is Delilah's Korth. She was in the swap. If you guys, you can look up the video on my channel. Just go to my videos and search Delilah's A. I guess Korth is like her married name, and her previous last name was an A. Anyway, and she had a new screen name, and that's why I hadn't recognized her at first. But anyway, so she did it a couple hours later than the 24-hour mark, but I went ahead and counted it because it was just her. And then Miss Christy Lindsay, she commented like 3 days later, but that was after I was already, you know, halfway done with Delilah's envelope, and I am almost done with it, and I will show that, you know, in another video and get that out in the next couple of days. So Everybody missed it last time. Anyway, last time it was blue striped paper. This time it is yellow ledger paper. Oh. Now we can decide. I think I'm going to scoot these for now, and we can figure out if we want to add some other bits. Oh, I know one thing that I didn't show you. So, like I said, for closure or for binding, I don't think I want it like sewn bound. I'm going to take a ribbon, you know, I'll wrap it pretty tightly and wrap it around here and tie it in the back so that, you know, if you want to, things can be taken in and out. You can add pages, remove pages, whatever. And for a closure, I wanted something wrapped around. So, where is that? I coffee dyed a strip of that creamy yellow fabric. I just cut it all the way down and then took some threads out and coffee dyed it. And I want it wrapped around like multiple times. I'll show you how I want to do it. Okay. So to leave about this much and then just wrap it like this a couple times. I think one more, and that was how I did it. Yeah. And then it will tie like this for the closure. And just a little ribbon. Or in a little bow. What do you guys think? I kind of like it. So, that is what I have for a closure so far, and it holds everything in really nicely, you know. Oh, I knew there was one more thing I had forgot to show you. Let us do some bits on our tags. All right. I want to layer some stuff. Of course, we want to use our little brown bits. We still have more of this blue lace that we used for the pull tab on our tag, on our back cover pocket flip. We still have, at least, I think we have, did we, oh, I think I did stick another one of those down in the last video. At least I thought I did. Yeah. I just put it on the top of this vintage sketch paper. I thought it matched well with this, which is a flip out that we may very well add to later. So we have another one of those. I mean, I have more if we end up wanting to do that on here. Let's see. I know I have two of those. Grab the other. These were little label tag things that I coffee dyed a long time ago. And we have our other piece of graph paper. We still have our coffee dyed fabric tape. These are some real vintage tickets. We have a nice piece, two of those little writing papers. We've got a lot of fun bits. Tons of tickets. And the other three ends of our paper. Okay. This is great layering. Can you see it? That was some paper that I watercolored with my cheapy watercolors. And this I want to use for an actual tuck for something. This was a piece of paper that I used my Jane Davenport, and I kind of mixed up color and painted the whole paper that nice purpley browny fun kind of color. All right, let's see what we can do with this. I kind of want all of our things in our book to be kind of cohesive. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I don't want all the little collages and bits to be exactly the same, but I kind of want them to go together at the same time. I keep going back and looking at these, and I don't know, I just don't like, I love these tags, but I don't like them here in this. I think we need some different stuff in these. Maybe without those tickets, I like the tags there. Yeah, I think it was the tickets that made it too much. Okay, so we're going to keep our tags there. And these are left over from the coffee dyeing. Or tea dyeing, I think, actually. We'll still need one side for writing. We could do like a little messy collage thing on here too. Kind of like we did on the cover. Yes. Some brown paper. And we need a little scrap of, let's see. Do we need anything else? We could use this as like the center or kind of focal point on them. But I mean, the whole point is to make it nice and messy. This needs to be a little smaller. We need our nice red-brown bits. Okay. I think sewn down with, where is our cheesecloth? And I think I'm going to put the cheesecloth like on it as I'm sewing, and then we need a focal point, like a piece of lace or something that's going to be like the pop of color and focus. And they're going under here. So we need something kind of soft that's going to match those. These do match really well. I just don't like the end bits. Let me grab this. going to be a mess. I'm actually good with that, and then I will spread these bits out a little more so you can kind of see them around our label. Yeah. Okay, this one. I'm going to do it right here. We'll see how much this cuts off. And then we'll make it symmetrical. Organized chaos, huh? And we can leave this open because someone could write like just write a word right there or whatever they'd like. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to do it like I did the front, the cover, and kind of adhere the little bits around down in the back and then sew over it, and then these will adhere down on top of it. I don't think I want to cut along the outer edge, but we'll see. Oh, we are getting ready to be cut off, so I will be adhering these bits down and letting them dry so that I can sew over them, and we will assemble these in our next video. Yellow ledger paper. Hope you all are doing great. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye!